If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?
All right, so I'm back. I have done 30 days of 1 meal a day. I can't believe it. Meanwhile, I am still doing 1 meal a day. I am having a couple of ribeyes. So it's already almost 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet today, which is good because I kind of broke my fast a little bit last night trying out that the sous vide food that I made. My wife and the boys are gonna eat the sous vide meat, and I'm gonna have a couple of ribeyes because I am traveling today. We're gonna be driving down to my old home state of Georgia, or up to my old home state of Georgia. Spend some time with family just before Christmas. I also got to see my dentist again because I'm getting another crown replaced. And then I'll have to go back again in a week or two to get it finalized because they just got to put on a temporary tomorrow. But usually when I travel for a couple of days like that, I get a lot of stuff prepared in advance. But for this time, I think I'm gonna pack up a few things. I know I'm gonna take a few drinks with me. Matter of fact, I'll show you how I get ready to go on a trip. All right, well, I got those ribeyes cooking right now at 400 degrees. I'm gonna do 7 minutes on one side, then I'm gonna flip them over, do 8 minutes on the other. And I think I'll have all I need on those. Meanwhile, I use this cooler a lot of times right now while I don't have any room for a pantry or even a refrigerator. I only have a 3 cubic foot mini fridge here and a small RV size mini fridge in here. I do have a 15 cubic foot freezer, but I don't have a lot of refrigeration space, so I can't keep a lot of drinks cold, and I don't have a lot of place to store them. So most of the time I store the water that I drink inside of here. And because I don't really know what to expect on my trip, I want to bring a few 2 liters of water with me, throw in some ice packs. I throw in at least a couple of days worth of frozen meat so that no matter if I can find a store that has what I want or not, I'll be able to get the meat that I need when I get to where I'm going. Because when you need to eat on Lion Diet or any other carnivore diet, you really don't have time to go shopping when you're hungry. So I like to make sure I'm ready at all times, and that's how I do it. So here we go, 1 meal a day on vacation during Christmas. Let's see if we can pull this off. I'm also sure to pack me a little bit of grass-fed, grass-finished butter to go, because sometimes you need that when you're reheating. I got Katie's drinks in there now, and the boys, and pretty much ready to go. You know you're doing something right when you're at your mom's house and she's got carnivore crisps. You know, when you have a channel that is sponsored by carnivore crisps and your mom is buying them, isn't that something? So here it is, the 32nd day of doing 1 meal a day, and I am back in Georgia. I'm at my mother's house, and I am gonna have this 1.5 pounds of ribeye, and I'm also gonna have this a little more than ½ pound ribeye. 2 different steaks from 2 different places. One's a grass-fed, grass-finished from Aldi, and then the other one is a standard grain-fed ribeye from Walmart. 2 pounds of meat here should be enough, hopefully. I'm a little concerned with the size of the smaller one, but I'm gonna heat them up in a different type of air fryer that I'm not used to. I get asked about this one, but this is the air fryer that I used. It's on sale at Sam's Club right now for $89.99. Well, it's Wednesday, December 15th, and I'm here at one of my favorite stores to buy meat at because it's one of the best price stores out there. And we're gonna see if we can find some morning manager specials. Here we go, we got 20% off on all the prime beef strip steak here. And then also on leg of lamb. We even got a wonderful piece of ribeye. Sweet prime ribeye. Boy, these aisles here are all together. I feel like this is the they live section where all you see is consume and obey. But you're actually reading the labels on all these packages of garbage that are slowly killing you. That's on the high side too. That really is, because I don't usually get prime meat, and it's a little higher than it has been. I mean, I used to get it, when I get it on sale, it would really be a better deal than this. But right now it's a little on the high side, even though that was on the high side for meat from Sam's Club, and it is prime meat, it was still on the high side. However, I went to Publix afterward because I had to pick up some dog food that Sam can stomach, and he can't eat the stuff from Sam's Club. I noticed that their ribeye their select cuts of ribeye were on sale for $2 off per pound and were still more expensive than the prime ribeye that I bought from Sam's on the manager special. So that's about as good as you're going to find in the store. Now, when you compare that to what you get with a whole cow, I mean, a hanging price of a whole cow that was about 650 pounds roughly was $3,100. And then in the end, I got like 62% of that whole cow. So what does that break down to be? It's about $5 a pound on the hanging weight. So that puts it close to $8.50 a pound on the per pound price. I don't think you can beat that for the quality of the beef that you get when you go that way. The burger meat is so good that it makes it all worth the $8.99 or $8.49 a pound that you spend. And then on top of that, you get the sirloins, you get the ribeyes, you get the New York strips, or you get the T-bones, or you can get the New York strips and the tenderloins. You can get all kind of cuts the way you would like to have them that are normally far more expensive per pound, and you get far better quality beef. For day 34 of one meal a day, I'm gonna have one of these ribeyes and one of these New York strips. I cook these ones a little hotter than I normally do at 425 degrees because my air fryer doesn't go above 400 degrees. I wanted to see if it would add a little bit to the sear on this meat, you know, get it crispier on the outside. There's my one meal today right there. Full-size ribeye, full-size New York strip.
So how does it feel after eating all but 3 bites?
I don't know where I'm gonna put them. I'm trying to get them in. I feel like I'm eating a 76er in the great outdoors.
So you don't get hungry later on?
I do. At the very end of the evening. Mostly it's, you pause that? I don't really get hungry. It's more like I get a craving to put something in my mouth, you know, to eat something. But not because I'm hungry. Usually because...
Just the action itself and doing?
I think it's a habit. Snacking at night. That's like, it keeps coming back since I've been doing one meal a day. And it's gotten me about 5 times, well 6 if you include last night, because I had some of your chicken that you made, which is really crazy because I don't eat chicken, and I didn't like it. But anyway.
How many pieces did you have?
Like 3.
Smaller ones though, because I didn't make them that big.
They were medallion size.
Yeah.
But
chicken does feel weird in your mouth, doesn't it? Just the texture of it.
When I woke up this
strange.
morning, I felt upset to my stomach too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God. It's like my gut was saying, what is this? Whatever ate this wasn't eating grass. Oh God, I want to make it.
Just have to remember how full you get after eating. You have to remember how full you get after eating those.
I do. I have to think about it. At night, remember this moment. Oh, I can get one more in. So this is either day 36 or day 37 of one meal a day. And I am going to have 3 small grass-fed, grass-finished ribeyes. When I say small, they're about a half a pound each, a little more than a half pound each. So I'm coming in just under 2 pounds. But this is all the meat that I have left that's Lion Diet friendly. I do have some leftover New York strip steak from yesterday that Katie didn't finish, but I need to make her something too. So this is one of the things a lot of families are gonna deal with when you have people with different diets going on in the house. You gotta kind of learn how to balance those. But what we're doing here with this one is we're using an air fryer. When you go to add the meat, I've already got the steaks pre-salted and prepared here. So we just stick them in there right above the pan. Close the door properly. And then we're gonna go for just at 7 minutes at 425. These are awfully thin steaks. First time I've cooked thin steaks like this at such a high temperature. So 7 minutes may be too much for both sides, we'll see. So here we are at the flip area, and I've had these in there for 7 minutes now. May be done cooking them. Let me see here. Well, 7 minutes was plenty of time on one side with these thin cuts of meat. And it seems to have cooked pretty well on both sides without any trouble. So, man, pretty neat if you got thin meat, but I'm not a big fan of thin meat. I'm here at Dillard's trying on some pants. I don't remember trying on size 30. But they actually go on and button now. Let's see here. You can see the tag. 30-32. I can't remember ever wearing size 30. I'm sure I did at some point, but I can't remember it. Now, these are a little tight. I'm gonna get the 32s, but holy cow. Good morning. I'm back again to, I don't know what day it is. Anyway, it's, I don't even know what date it is. All right, I had to change angles because it's been about a half hour since I paused just to see what date it is. My mother-in-law is visiting with us and she decided to come out and talk to me for a few minutes. But anyway, that gave me plenty of time to let this meat sit in the salt and get that dry brine where the salt gets inside the meat and sucks up all those juices so that when you go to eat the steak, they're ready for you to eat. Or at least that's what I kind of understand. Either way, I know it tastes delicious. It tastes better than any marinade I've ever had. And this morning, I am hungrier than I have been for a while on OMAD. But I want to talk to you about something else. I am really seeing a big effect in my abdominal region since I've been doing OMAD. And this is, I think it's day 36. OMAD today is going to be 2 full-size ribeyes. And I'm starting a little early because the 3 ribeyes I had yesterday were half the thickness of my normal ribeyes. So really, I only had 1.5 of what I normally eat on 1 meal a day. And even though it's been difficult this morning, I mean, I've been hungry since about 6 a.m. and here it is about 8 o'clock. And it's starting to go away. All I had to do was drink a little bit of water. Maybe I'm getting a little bit too strict with myself, but somehow I don't feel like it because I love what's coming from it. I love the way it's working out overall. But most of my life it looked like this. And that's where I'm like, holy cow. When I see pictures of me from the back when I was heavy, blows my mind. I can't even imagine that was what's going on back there. And now it's like I've lived in this body for 48 years and 49 now, but 48 years I lived with it looking this way and feeling this way. And now here at 49 to look and feel this way is very foreign. And I've found that I wear shirts that are tighter than I used to wear because I was trying to hide everything before, but now I'm like, I don't really worry about hiding it. But I'm not trying to wear, I don't want to go around in a Speedo and a tight shirt on because that just feels ridiculous. But those thoughts come to mind. When you finally have a positive image of your body, it's almost hard to shake the old negative image, but it's coming around. I mean, I really have this same body now for about 7 months, 6 or 7 months, for the most part, where it's been trimmed down. It's getting better every day, but I mean, I'm still in that 199 weight range that I've been at since whenever it was I was at this rate. Wait, I'd have to go back and look to see the exact dates, which when I put out my long form videos, I will be better at explaining all these things to you. Anyway, I've been running my mouth enough this morning. Let's get this thing preheated. I'm gonna get it in there at 400 degrees and get started on cooking some ribeyes. I'm realizing that if somebody would have told me a year ago that I was gonna find a diet that was gonna cure all my major medical health concerns and give me a body like I've never known, I would have thought you were crazy. But that's exactly what I'm experiencing, and I'm still experiencing. Even though I've been around the 199 weight for a while, I noticed that I'm still trimming down in this area and the skin is starting to finally tighten up. I just flipped these steaks over and I gotta tell you, I get the desire to eat my meal like I would if I was getting a special treat or a dessert. Can't wait.
I can't wait to eat. And I don't feel guilty afterward. That is so cool. Because my experience for 48 years has been, 48 years before I started eating this way, has been, I can't wait to eat whatever it is, but I'm not thinking about how bad I'll feel afterward. And ultimately, I almost always felt bad after. Now, I eat like a king, and I feel good afterward. It's crazy. It's really such a different feeling. It's a different perception of reality than I'm used to. But when you've got an entire industry, food industry, billions of dollars being spent to keep you hooked on this crap, and chemicals, like, what is it? They're using science and chemistry to get you hooked on these things. You got a real battle ahead of you when it comes to eating properly in this world. Not to mention all the people who you live with and work with and spend time with who think that you're kind of crazy for doing a diet like this. But I feel like I'm the only sane one in a world of crazy people right now. It's kind of isolating, but thank God for this community right here. Because without you guys, it would be really hard to do something like this. And together we can help each other have a better life. So I got a couple of steaks ready to go. Perfect. As always, 7 minutes on each side with preheating, 400 degrees. Couple of ribeyes come out just right. This is the hardest part of one meal a day. Or really, this is the only truly hard part of one meal a day, is getting to this point. I got a few pieces of one of my steaks left, and I'm approaching full. It's kind of challenging to go one more bite each time, but I don't like to leave any left over because then that tempts me to snack on it later. So I press on, and hopefully it'll help me continue to not need something to eat quite as soon. The beautiful thing is the results of going through this for one meal a day have been drastic, to say the least. It's really reduced the area around my waist. My belt is so loose now. I'm gonna need a new belt. I'm able to fit into pants that I haven't been able to ever fit into that I can remember. It's just like a second life. It's always a pleasure to start off eating when you're eating one meal a day on Lion Diet, because you're eating the best food on earth, the best tasting food on earth, the healthiest food on earth, at least in my case, and in many people's cases. And I suspect in a lot more than would admit it. But I'd never like to exclude anybody, but I want to let you know that eating one meal a day on Lion Diet is so satisfying, because at the end, even though it's hard to finish the entire thing that you want to do as a one meal a day, it is such a relief to know I don't have to think about food anymore today, except that I got to go buy some more because I'm out of meat. And I got the date. I'll be picking up the full-size cow on January 5th. We'll see how all that works out. But I hope these videos are helping you to stay encouraged to stick with your diet, to stick with your new way of life, to stick with your way of eating, and to stick with being better than you were when you woke up this morning. Get up and make today count. Today is the day. And then get up tomorrow again and make that day count, and keep doing it over and over, and make that a habit, and you'll start to really enjoy life. You'll start to really feel like you're enjoying life, not just convince yourself that you're happy. Feel better. You look better. I was laying in bed this morning, and I was laying on my side, and I was like, who is this? Who is this that I can touch and feel the muscle in the side of my body? This has just been covered for so long. And I want everyone to feel that way, especially if they've gone most of their life like I have, feeling like you're not happy with yourself. I know there's a lot to be said about whether or not we should or should not feel that way, but for a lot of us, it's still a reality. And I want to be able to help a lot of the people who are just doing this to lose weight, but also to let you know that this has helped me in so many other ways health-wise. It's lowered my blood pressure to where I don't need blood pressure medicine anymore. It's reduced my anxiety to where I don't feel like depression is setting in. I still have occasional anxiety because I'm focused and I'm very conscientious and I'm trying to move forward all the time. But it doesn't grab me like it did before. It's like my brain is able to respond healthier to life's circumstances, and my body can respond better to life's circumstances. And that's such a good feeling. And I want you to have that feeling. So whether it's Lion Diet or not, find what's going to make you be able to be the best you can be. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, but this is my experience. In 11 months on Lion Diet and 36 plus days on one meal a day, I feel better than ever.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?